You sit down to finally get your life together. You open your calendar, you color code your week, you make a new Notion dashboard, you write a to-do list so detailed it has subtasks for your subtasks. You're planning like a pro, but somehow you still feel overwhelmed. And here's the crazy part. The more you plan, the more anxious you get. Why? Because planning feels like progress, but it's not. The illusion of productivity. Let's get real. Planning gives you the illusion that you're taking control. It feels clean, organized, safe. But planning is not doing. You can spend hours crafting the perfect system and still avoid the very thing that actually moves the needle. That's why people who live in Notion often feel stuck in real life. If that already hits home, hit like. You're not alone in this trap. Planning is comforting because it's structured, but real progress, that's chaotic. It's messy, unpredictable, human. So when your perfect plan meets real life, guess what? It shatters. And then you shatter with it, because now you're not just stressed, you're also off plan. So you feel behind. So you make another plan, and the cycle starts all over again. Perfectionism in disguise. A lot of planning isn't actually about clarity, it's about control. You don't want to mess up. You don't want to forget something. You don't want to feel like you're wasting time. So you overcompensate with structure. But that's not strategy. That's fear. Perfectionism wears a productivity costume. You tell yourself, once I get this all mapped out, I'll finally be ready. But ready never comes, because deep down, you're planning to delay. And here's the secret. Overplanning is a way to avoid uncertainty, but growth lives in uncertainty. So the more you try to structure everything, the more you block your own growth. If you've ever built an elaborate plan just to avoid starting, drop a like. You're among friends. The brain hates unfinished business. Here's what's happening under the hood. Your brain treats plans like open loops. When you create 20 tasks and only finish 4, your brain doesn't celebrate the fourth. It panics about the 16th still sitting there. That's called the Zeigarnik effect. Unfinished tasks cause mental tension. So ironically, the more you plan, the more mental tabs you open, which means more stress, more guilt, more, why am I like this? Spirals. The truth is, your brain doesn't need more structure. It needs more simplicity. More planning equals more promises to yourself. And the more promises you break, the less trust you build with yourself. That's why overplanners often deal with self-doubt, not because they're not capable, but because they're constantly disappointing their own system. Motion versus momentum. Planning is motion, doing is momentum. Motion feels productive because it takes effort, but it doesn't create results. You could spend 3 hours planning your gym split, or you could just do 30 push-ups. Guess which one changes your body? Overplanners often live in planning loops, constantly tweaking, revising, optimizing. But the breakthrough comes when you ship messy, when you start before you're ready. Minimalist planning. So how do you escape the planning trap? Step 1, plan less. Seriously, shrink your system. No one needs 14 different dashboards. Step 2, set intention, not obsession. Write down 1 to 3 key outcomes for the day. That's it. Not 19. Not everything you owe everyone. Just 3 things that matter. Step 3, build in flex time. Life happens. Leave 30% of your day unstructured on purpose. That's not laziness. That's reality proofing your schedule. Step 4, close loops fast. Keep your task list so short it makes you uncomfortable. Force yourself to finish instead of overextending. Step 5, reflect, don't obsess. At the end of the day, ask, on what actually moved forward today? That's the real score. And step 6, default to action. When in doubt, start. Even messy, even small. Because the secret is, you don't need a better plan, you need better follow-through. If you never stick to your plan, it's not your discipline. It's the plan itself that's broken. A good plan should feel like support, not a prison, the planning dopamine loop. We don't talk enough about this. Planning feels good. It gives you a dopamine hit. Same reason people buy new notebooks or rearrange their app icons. It's control, it's novelty, It's, I'm getting ready to be amazing. But that feeling fades, and if you're not careful, you start chasing that feeling instead of the actual work. You become addicted to the setup and allergic to the start. Progress comes from imperfect action, not pristine planning. Final thoughts. Planning can be powerful, but it's a tool, not a crutch. Don't let structure become your hiding place. You don't need a 10-page plan to move forward. You need clarity, focus, simplicity, and the courage to do one thing at a time. So if this helped you see your planning habit in a new way, go ahead and hit like. It helps more people break free from the same trap. And if you want more honest, no BS insights on working less and living smarter, hit subscribe. This channel is for people who are done performing productivity and ready to actually live. No more planning your life to death. Let's start living it. See you in the next one.